Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Rongan's podcast. I'm Dinesh Saki, joined by Amar. Hey, Amar.
Hello everyone. How are you guys? How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Thanks. Got a lot of sun today. Hence, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. You're trying
Yeah,
to uh,
it's
you're
been.
trying to avoid sun.
Sorry, I missed the last bit.
Are you trying to avoid the sun?
Running
I
about.
guess you had plenty of sun in
Uh,
your last holiday.
Sorry, I think we
Hello?
overlapped. Yeah, I was just about to say. I think I had enough sun for my little trip recently. So yeah,
Yeah, I thought so.
any more of it. Fair enough. Today's session, obviously, now we want to cover, our Champions Trophy, Game Three, between South Africa and Afghanistan in Group B. So, quick summary in terms of what South Africa managed batting first. They scored 315 of 6 in their 50 overs. And obviously, Afghanistan's sort of struggled. They only managed 208, and obviously it's a massive win for South Africa. They won by 107 runs. So, firstly, maybe one of the things you want to point out is how well South Africa has picked up since the T2024 World Cup. Obviously, they qualified for the WTC final, and then they've been playing some incredible cricket recently under the new skipper Temba Bavuma. But also, they have a couple of new faces up the order. Ryan Rickelton, who scored a century yesterday, and then Bauma, a useful contribution of 58, and then we had Randy Van Dusen, 52. Eden Makram, he walked in at number 5. He scored a quick fire 52 of 36 deliveries. So, yeah. Maybe starting off with the South Africa's batting, Amar, then add in terms of Ryan Rickelton especially.
Yeah, they have been exceptional in the last few years, isn't it? As a team as well. We saw that in T20 finals as well. We recently in the test also they have done really well, and they made to test championship final. So and now they are here, and Champions Trophy. They have won the first game. Um, so they are doing really well, and Temba Babuma is doing really well as well. On this match, Ryan Rickelton, wow, what an innings from him! First century, his first century for South Africa in an ODI match. So we saw a range of shots from him early on. He was also careful, but as innings progressed, he lost his partner early on. But then with Temba Babuma, he built a very valuable partnership. Um, and it looks like he has all the shots in him. So a really good opener South Africa have got now, whom they can take for a long period of time now. They can play him as a regular. This was only his seventh match, I think, and he has shown that promise now. So yeah, very good player up the order, and as we saw, he can build long partnerships. And so yeah, that was a very good start that was needed for South Africa. I mean, South Africa have played a tri-nation before this as well in Pakistan, but following up from there, it looks like quite a balanced side in this tournament.
Absolutely right. And, obviously, some useful contributions from Van Dusen and Eden Markram as well. But yeah, I think Ryan Rickelton's innings are top of the order. It's unfortunate the way he got out. He sort of, came down the pitch and sort of defended a ball back to, I think it was Rashid Khan. And then Rashid Khan threw straight back at the keeper.
Yeah,
And yeah, even though he managed to get back to the crease, I think it's just the motion kind of, didn't help him in terms of obviously the bat still in the air and he could run out. If not, it could have been a bigger score for him at the top of the order. But most importantly, I think for South Africa to post a big total, I think Aiden Markram played a crucial 52 of 36 deliveries, 6 fours and a six. And we know, Markram's like, one of those batters, he tends to like by his time come up the order. He did open for South Africa for a long periods of time. For him to come down like, in the middle, lower middle, and sort of, contribute was massive.
Yeah, he's an amazing player for South Africa. Like you mentioned, he can come up the order and he can play. Give a good start to the team. But in this situation, in the last match, we saw that he came on when the stage was set for him by Ryan Rickelton, Tenda Babuma, and he along with Rassi Son as well. He played an attacking innings, and he kind of built built on what was already kind of a stage. We can say a stage was set. So, and in this ODI tournament, we can see that 300 is a total that every team is looking to achieve, and Markram provides that impetus. He provides that push in the end. He can play his big shots. He can play. He runs really fast. He's a very fit guy. So batting along with with the top order or the lower order, he gives that quick running option as well. So a very good place for him there. But as you mentioned, he can bat anywhere. A good player for South Africa in this tournament.
Of course, but also at the same time, another thing I want to call out, right, in terms of Afghanistan's bowling approach. They could have done probably different in terms of not having the right amount of pace at the top of the order, and then obviously their premier bowler Rashid Khan, even though he hasn't really considered a lot of runs, 10 overs 59 is not bad in an ODI white ball cricket, but he hasn't really picked any wickets. That sort of dented Afghanistan's hopes of restricting South Africa for a smaller score.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that he came on really late, isn't it? And but that is also a factor of he has been really successful in the T20 setup, and it looks like whenever in a scenario when batsmen are trying to score quick runs, that's when Rashid Khan comes in and he first try to stop the runs, and secondly, when batsmen are taking chances against him, then he can take wickets. But in this match, there was by the time he came in, there was a good platform set already. So, and these days, any team playing against Afghanistan, they know that if you see off Rashid Khan, then you are in a good space more often than not. So maybe it could have it must have been tactical decision that we don't want to give wickets to him, but score off the other bowlers as well. So because he's such a great bowler, such a great player, that any team does give that amount of respect to him, and try and just see him off and score at least run a ball, maybe less than that. Any team is happy to do that.
Yeah, you made a good point, right? And it could be a conscious effort on the South Africa side, right? Try and not lose any wickets against Rashid Khan, and that sort of help them, sort of target the other bowlers, who probably are not as experienced as someone like Rashid Khan. And like you pointed out, T20 is a different beast, but obviously when it comes to 50 over cricket, he might not necessarily have the same impetus as he does in the T20, and that sort of worked in South Africa's favor. Obviously, quickly, kind of looking at the target, right, 315. Afghanistan really needed like a big partnership up front, and there was a lot depending on someone like Ramadullah Gurbaz, who sort of likes to take the attack to the bowlers, but unfortunately for him, he only contributed with 10 runs. The only notable performances on the Afghanistan batting side was Rahmat Shah, who managed 90 of 92 deliveries. Apart from that, no real impetus from any of the other players.
Yeah, Afghanistan has always relied on a good start with Ramadullah Gurbaz and Ibrahim Zadran. More often than not, you see them, one of them, sticking and giving a flying start to Afghanistan. But we have seen in the past as well that when these guys don't give them a good start, then straight away Afghanistan feels that pressure, and that's exactly what happened in this game as well. Both of them fell early on. Gurbaz made 10, and Ibrahim Zadran made 17. Um, and also Atal also made 16. But then there was a good stand from Rahmat Shah, who made 90 of 92. Showed promise. He kind of held one end and made sure that at least Afghanistan have some score on the board that might kind of help in the run rate as well right at the end of the tournament if that is required. Um, Hashmatullah Shahidi, he is an experienced campaigner, but he fell without troubling the scorers. He has always, he's the captain, and he kind of provides that support, and he relies on rotating the rotating the strike. But even then, he also could not do much. So I mean, a great innings from Rahmat Shah, and if it was not for him, then Afghanistan would have fallen quite early in the innings.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's important, right? Obviously, you look at the big picture, right? Run rate kind of plays a big role when it comes to the latter stage of the series. So it's equally important for them to sort of even if they lose in put some runs on the board, and one, confidence, and two, it helps with their net run rate as well. But sort of again, looking at the South Africa bowling lineup, right? Obviously, a lot of experience there with Janssen, Ngidi, Rabada, obviously Mulder and Maharaj, only the five bowlers he used. For someone like Rabada, to obviously pick 3 wickets for 36 runs, it's very important for South Africa, especially with Nokia being ruled out. He's sort of their experienced campaigner now in the bowling lineup. Even though he came on the first change, he sort of made it really count from a South Africa standpoint.
Yeah, he did, and what a premier bowler! I mean, if you look around the world, he's one of the best fast bowlers going around at this point of time. But also he feeds on he feeds on success. If he gets 1 wicket, then that quickly becomes two and three. So it was good start for him right at the first game. Taking 3 wickets. So if whenever he takes wickets, South Africa are always in a good space. So it was very good for him to start. And then he has support from Janssen, Lungi as well. So it was because he's kind of you can say that he's the leader of South Africa attack. So him getting these wickets early on in the tournament is always a good sign for the team.
Absolutely right. Again, this is one of those tournaments where every game counts, and obviously for them to be able to restrict in Afghanistan for 208 was massive in terms of the net run rate as well. But maybe a couple of minutes on Afghanistan, right? The sort of impact they made, since they're started playing international cricket. Obviously, they made it to the semi-finals of the T20 World Cup last year, and then now to be able to qualify in the top eight. Obviously, don't forget, they've actually managed to qualify ahead of someone like West Indies, Sri Lanka, Zimbabwe, who's been playing cricket for such a long time. Obviously, they have the challenges, but West Indies and Sri Lanka. So maybe a quick word on Afghanistan as a team, and obviously, the sort of impact they've made on international cricket versus being in the top eight to qualify for Champions Trophy.
Yeah, amazing journey, isn't it? And we often compare teams. Whenever we talk about Afghanistan, we talk about Bangladesh as well. Like where are they and how they compare to Afghanistan, who have only had a short stint in the cricket sport. But looking at Bangladesh or West Indies, I mean, Afghanistan is leaving them behind, and they are. It looks like they are quick learners. It looks like they have that dedication, and they want to do good, well in cricket, either for the country and or they want to make their country's name in the world stage. it can be anything. But in the interviews also, we have heard players saying that we want to do this to make people smile who have been suffering back home. So these kind of you can say these kind of motives are always a big driving factor, and we have seen that if you talk, they gel together. They want to win the any match together. It's not individual performances. You can see whenever uh, uh, whenever Rashid Khan is doing well, he's kind of taking other players around, sharing his experience, how he plays in different T20 tournaments, and he tries to bring all everyone in the team up together. So we see that. And then we have also, I mean, we should also give credit to the coaches they have had, like Jadeja, and I think Inzamam ul Haq was there, who were great cricketers of the past, and they have learned quite a lot. And this is also, now they have, I mean, you mentioned about T20 tournament, World Cup semifinals, and now they are in the Champions Trophy. I mean, they have, we know that how well they have done in T20, but this is their first ICC World tournament, I think, where they have qualified. So, but there's still some work to be done in the ODI setup, I guess, because in this particular match, what we saw was the players were, it looked like they were not ready to play for 50 overs. They were still in that 20 over mode where players were getting tired, players were, there was misfielding happening on the field. Some of the players like Noor looked out of interest. I don't know what's happening with him, because he did play a really good I think ASIC T20
Mhm.
or some other T20 recently, and he was one of the highest wicket takers there. But in this match, he looked off color, and some of the players looked unfit to go for 50 overs. So maybe it's a thing of approach. I don't doubt about the determination and focus for a minute, for a second even. But I think is the approach. Maybe they need to understand this ODI setup more. But whatever it is, I mean, they are quick learners. They will learn from this match and then come back strong in the next match.
Absolutely, and like I pointed out, right, it's important to, for them to sort of, like, take each game and then obviously, try and come out on top. Given, like, it's only 3 games each they play before they sort of get into the next stage. From a South Africa standpoint, it was a massive win for them. Obviously, it boosts their confidence and obviously, kind of open things for them up. Given, like, they have Australia and England to sort of face next. Anything from an Australia standpoint they should be doing different? The next match is against Australia.
You mean South Africa?
Yes.
Yeah. Uh, South Africa. Are you asking what South Africa should do
Yeah,
different,
South
or?
Africa. Yes,
Oh, sorry.
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they have done well in this, isn't it? Not much have in the we didn't see much of weakness in any area. The batsmen have got runs, the bowlers have got wickets, and they have bowled economically. So I think they will go ahead with this confidence, and um, also, I mean, not saying that Afghanistan is not a big team, but this match hasn't tested them, so
Mhm.
we will have to look at the next one. But yeah, Ryan will try to carry his form forward. Temba is always there, as you mentioned, Makram. So these guys have got runs now. Miller as well got to bat in this one. So they have that match experience now. They have got runs, and they will want to take the form ahead. So I guess not many changes from this one, but yeah, next game will be another level of challenge.
Absolutely. I just also want to point out, obviously, they still have Henrik Klassen, who sort of sat out in the first game due to some injury concern. They don't want to risk him, given, like, the rest of the tournament. So, when he sort of slots in as well in that playing 11, it's going to be a real challenge for the bowlers. But yeah, let's see how things unfold. South Africa play Australia next, and obviously, Afghanistan has the big challenge of England. But I think they have the conditions to definitely, like, cause some upsets.
Yeah, would be good to see.
Yep. I think that's us for today's podcast. We conclude for our viewers again, like we always point out, just our views, our thoughts in terms of what we feel about the game. Any feedback, it's always welcome. And yeah, as we continue our journey into the next couple of games, we'll start looking into the points table and sort of look at the combinations for the semifinals as we move forward. But yeah, we have a couple more games coming up in Group B, especially tomorrow. You have Australia playing England, and then we move back to Group A again, where India will take on Pakistan. So yeah, this weekend's going to be some interesting rivalry. Obviously, with England Australia, we always know, and then India Pakistan is going to be the big one. Thanks, Amar. Thank you, guys. Hope you enjoyed this cast. Any feedback is always welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. See you.
Bye.